Hi there, welcome to today's lesson. Now, today we are going to talk about 4 essential things you can start doing today to sound like a native speaker. If you've ever wondered how native speakers sound so smooth, natural, and fluent, then this video is for you. By the end of this video, you will understand 4 things: linking sounds, shortening sentences, dropping letters, using contractions when you speak and write informally. Okay? Now, once you understand how to incorporate these 4 things into your everyday speech, you will sound way more fluent, way more natural in English. Guaranteed. The reason people think that I am a native speaker, although I'm not, is because I incorporate these 4 things into my speech. And you have to do that if you want to sound more natural and fluent, like a native speaker. Now, make sure you stay until the end because I'll provide example sentences for you to practice, okay? And practice exercises to help you apply what you learn. Right? So it's important that you practice saying them, okay? That's how you learn to say them naturally. It takes practice. All right, so let's get started. Now, let's start off with linking sounds. This is very, 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 very important. I can't stress how important this is. Now, one of the biggest differences between a native speaker and a learner like you and me is how words are connected in a sentence. This is very important. Now, in English, we rarely pause between words when speaking. That's why English sounds really fast to foreigners, to those who don't speak the language. Instead, sounds are linked to make speech faster and smoother. Okay, this is key. These 2 words here are key. Okay, now, what are linking sounds? What is linking sounds, right? Now, linking sounds means connecting the end of one word to the beginning of the next word. Okay, we'll have a look at some examples in a minute. Now, it happens in 2 common ways. Now, the first one, when we have a consonant plus a vowel linking, and same sound linking. Let's take a look at a few examples here. Now, when it comes to consonant plus vowel linking, when a word ends with a consonant and the next word begins with a vowel, the consonant sound is pushed. This is the key word here, pushed into the next word. We have a few examples here to help you understand what I mean if you haven't wrapped your head around this concept. For example, this. We don't say, I need it. In a natural, everyday conversation, we don't talk like this. This is robotic. We say, I need it. So the D connects to the I and T. So I need it. As you can see here, I need it. That's how we talk. And instantly, if you start applying this into your speech, you will sound way more fluent just by doing that. Okay? For example, here as well, go on. We say go on, go on, go on. All right? Again, I need it. Go on, go on. Another example, turn off. We say turn off. Okay? I have something in my eye. Right, so we don't say turn off the lights, for example. We say turn off the lights. Turn off. As you can see, the N was linked or connect to the O here. Turn off. So turn off, turn off, all right? Turn off, turn off. Another example, take it away, 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 take it away. Now, the struggle that we learners have, that I had when I started, was I would hear a phrase like this, a sentence like this, and I would expect a native speaker to say, take it away. I would expect them to pronounce every single letter, and that's not how they talk in real life. That's why we struggle to understand them initially. But once you understand how this works and how to implement them, you will sound more fluent and natural, and you will also understand native speakers more easily because you know that that's how they talk. There is a pattern, okay? And you need to learn the pattern and learn to identify it when you hear native speakers talk, because they all talk like this. So take it away, take it away, take it away, take it away, take it away. Now, I have a few practice sentences here. Could you pass it on? Could you pass it on? Could you pass it on? All right, pass it on. Now, I'm saying the T, so the T is very clear. I'm saying it on purpose. In American English, this T would become a D. Could you pass it on? Pass it on. Okay, pass it on. But in Britain, the standard British English is the T is very obvious, is very clear. Pass it on, pass it on. But in some areas of England, you will hear people say, pass it on, pass it on. They don't pronounce the T at all. But later in the video, we will take a look at some examples where the T, where letters are not pronounced, they are dropped. So stick around for that. So could you pass it on? Could you pass it on? Or could you pass it on? Okay. Another example here. He asked her out. He asked her. Okay. He asked her. Asked. We don't say he asked her out. No. He asked her out. Asked her out. He asked her out. Okay. He asked her out. We'll pick it up later. We'll pick it up. Pick it up. We'll link it up. We'll pick it up later. We'll pick it up later. Okay. I hope you understand. Okay. I hope this makes sense. If you need, pause the video now and try. It's essential. It's fundamental that you stop and try to say these words in a natural manner. Okay. I need it. Go on. Turn off. Take it away. Pass it on. Ask her out. Pick it up. Just practice. And then over time, it will become natural. Okay. Now let's take a look at same sound linking. Before we had a look at consonant plus vowel linking. Now let's take a look at same sound linking. This happens when a word ends with the same sound that begins the next word. The sounds are joined together. This keyword here is important. Joined together and pronounced once. For example, what time is it? Okay. I didn't say what time is it. In natural, everyday, spoken English, we don't say what time is it. But an English learner, especially a beginner, would expect a native speaker to say what time is it. And then they would get disappointed because native speaker don't say what time is it. And then they would be like, what are they saying? I don't understand. Okay. So what time is it? We just drop one T. Okay. So what this T disappears. It becomes what time is it? What time is it? This happens all the time. If you combine these two techniques plus the other two that I will talk about later in the video, you will sound fluent and natural instantly, guaranteed, no doubt about it. All right. So the other example here we have, she eats eggs. Okay. She eats eggs. Okay. We link the two E's here. It becomes she eats eggs. Okay? She eats eggs. She eats eggs. She eats eggs. Simple enough. She eats eggs. Okay? We don't say she eats eggs. She eats eggs. Yeah, she eats eggs. Another example. This is really common. Big game. Big game. Big game. Big game. Times square. Okay, so let's add one more here. So times square in America, in New York, times square becomes Times Square. Times Square. Times Square. Okay? Times Square. Because times ends with an S and square starts with an S. So we drop this S and it becomes Times Square. Times Square. Okay? We have a couple practice sentences for you to practice saying them. I love feeling calm. I love feeling calm moments. Okay? Calm moments. Calm moments. We don't say I love feeling calm moments. You get the drift. I love feeling calm moments. It's a red dress. It's a red dress. Red dress. Again, we drop this D. Red dress. We link it all together. Red dress. We link it all together. Red dress. Okay? Now, it's important that you read slowly at first so that you get used to it. Okay, so that you get the hang of it. Focusing on the connections. For example, red dress, red dress, red dress, red dress. Okay, then gradually speed up to sound more natural. Okay, red dress. It's a red dress. It's a red dress. Now, section number 2, we will take a look at shortening sentences. This, I remember when I moved to England, for years I struggled to understand the people around me because they speak in a way that I wasn't used to. They drop everything, they shorten almost every sentence, and I was like, I really had a hard time understanding them. But then after years, I'm getting better. So, and it's all because of this. Right. Native speakers rarely use formal sentences in casual speech, and this is a problem for us, for learners. Okay. Instead, they shorten sentences by dropping unnecessary words or rearranging them to be more natural. This happens all the time. And an English learner, unless they are surrounded by native speakers, they will have no idea that this is happening. That's why we struggle to understand native speakers, all right? So, what are shortening sentences, or what is shortening sentences? This concept, right? Ignore that. This involves simplifying sentences by using only keywords while still keeping the meaning clear. Now, an English learner wouldn't know about this, so they would get lost. I felt lost many times, right? So let's take a look at some examples here. Okay. Do you want to go to the store? Do you want to go to the store? Becomes want to go to the store? Want to go to the store? I am going to do it later. Gonna do it later. Gonna do it later. What are you doing? What you doing? What you doing? How are you doing? How you doing? How you doing? I remember vividly many years ago. I used to watch MTV, and then someone would say, "How you doing?" And then the subtitles would be, "How are you doing?" And I'm like, what's happening? Where's the R? Where's the U? Where's the G? So how you doing? Okay. Let me know if you want some more. Okay. Let me becomes let me. Let me know if you want some more. Some more. Some, remember again, we are some, same sound. So we link some more, okay? Some more. Let me know if you want some more. Give me your phone. Give me your phone. Give me your phone becomes gimme. Okay, this becomes gimme your phone. Britney Spears released a song back in the year 2000, and the title was Give Me More. Give Me More. I remember when that song came out, I was like, give me more. What does that mean? I had no idea. But then I learned that give me more is a shortened version of give me more. Okay. So give me your phone becomes give me your phone. Give me your phone. There is a pattern to this. These are the common ones. Okay. The common patterns for shortening. Going to becomes gonna. Everybody is aware of this. I'm going to call her. I am going to call him later. I am going to call him later becomes I'm going to call him later. I'm going to call him later. There is something here that I hope you noticed. I didn't say I'm going to call him later. Going to call him later. I said I'm going to call him later. Call him later. I removed the H. I'm going to call him. I'm going to call him later. It became this. So later in the video, we'll take a look at that. Okay. I'm going to call him later. Call him later. She's going to meet us at 5. Okay. Now, want to becomes wanna. Do you wanna watch a movie? Do you want to watch a movie? Do you wanna watch a movie? I don't wanna go out tonight. I don't wanna go out tonight. Instead of I don't want to go out tonight. The problem with us learners is that we expect native speakers to pronounce every word, every letter, but that's not going to happen. That's why it's important that you learn all of this. And once you do and incorporate them into your speech, you will sound way, way, way more fluent. Trust me. Next we have what are you becomes whatcha. Okay? What you doing? What are you doing? Takes too long. What you doing? Okay? What you think about it? What you think about it? What you think about it? Okay? What do you think about it? Nah, too long. What you think about it? Think about. See here? Remember before we learned about linking sounds? I didn't say what you think about it. I said think about it. I linked everything. What you think about it, okay? Think about it. What you think about it. It comes naturally to me now. Because obviously I've had a lot of practice. Next we have let me, which becomes let me. All right, let me see, let me do it. Okay, let me see. Nope, let me see, let me do it. Now there are others that I have not included in this list. For example, kind of becomes kinda, sort of becomes sorta, and have got to becomes gotta. Okay. Now, practice sentences. I'm gonna grab some coffee. I'm gonna grab some coffee. Pause the video and try to read the sentences naturally. I'm gonna. Now, see, this is a contraction. We'll talk about contractions later. Okay. Do you wanna join me? Do you wanna join me? What you gonna say to him? What you gonna say to him? All right. This is very informal, by the way. Very informal. Now, the next section is dropping letters. Dropping letters. This happens a lot as well. Now, another key feature of natural English, natural and fluent English, which is the English spoken by native speakers, natural English, is how letters in certain words are dropped. And this is the key word I want you to focus on. Dropped or softened in fast speech, same as natural speech. Now, this makes your speech sound more relaxed and natural. Okay, let me just have a sip of water. Common dropped letters, T and G. Now, the T in the middle of a word often becomes a soft sound or disappears altogether. In American English, it's common for the T to become a D. Okay, very, very common. The G in ing endings often softens. Okay, it's very subtle. Okay, so let's take an example. Let's take a look at a few examples here. Butter becomes, now in America, you would hear butter, butter, okay, butter. In Britain, you would hear butter and butter, butter, okay. Water in American English, we add a D, we replace the T with a D, so water, water. In Britain, we say water or water, okay. But then 1, 2, now in this case, they disappear altogether and we add an extra N, okay. So 1, 2, water, which we had a look previously. Internet in American English becomes internet, internet. The T disappears completely, internet. And even this disappears, internet, internet, okay. In Britain, we say internet, internet, and maybe internet, 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 or internet, internet. I don't know, but this is American way, internet, internet, or internet in British English, standard British English. Now, let's take a look at G, softening the G in ing endings. So in casual speech, native speakers often softens or dropped the G sound in words ending in ing. For example, I am running late. I'm running late. Running late. I didn't say late. I say late. This is so common. I'm running late. Okay. Are you going out? Are you going out? Are you going out? Are you going out? And then we'll link the N to the O, going out. Okay. He's working on it. He's working on it. Working on it. See why it's important that you learn about linking sounds. If you didn't know about linking sounds, which we had a look previously, you would be like, why is he saying working on it? Working on it. But now you know why. Linking sounds. He's working on it. He's working on it. Okay. Now let's take a look at the T sound. T sound. The T sound can either disappear, because we had a look at it previously as well, but this is another example. Yeah, again, the T with the D, of course. So the T sound can either disappear or become a soft D in American English. Okay, a D sound called a flap T. Like we saw previously, better in American English becomes better. City becomes city. Party becomes party. Okay, better, city, party. Okay, practice sentences for you. I'm going to the city for a party. This is American English. I'm going to the city for a party. Okay, British English. Can you bring me a glass of water? Can you bring me a glass of water? American. It's better to stay here for now. American. It's better to stay here for now. It's better to stay here for now. Okay. Now, tips for you. Record yourself saying these sentences and compare your pronunciation to how a native speaker might say them. This is really key. Now, section 4, using contractions when speaking. This is all informal, okay? Now, native English speakers love contractions. It makes their speech faster and more natural, okay? They make sentences flow naturally and are essential for sounding fluent. So if you don't use contractions when you speak, then you're missing out, because they are essential for sounding fluent. Now, what are contractions? Contractions combine two words into one using an apostrophe. For example, I am becomes I'm. This is basic English, by the way. You probably know this, but anyway. You are becomes your. They are becomes their. He is becomes his. I will becomes I'll. I have becomes I've. These are the basic the most common contractions you will ever see. And they're used all the time, especially in spoken English. Okay, now I have a few example sentences here for you. Number one, I'm going to the store later. I'm going to the store later. You're doing great. You're doing great. You're doing great. They're coming to the party tonight. They're coming to the party tonight. He's already finished his homework. I'll call you when I get there. I've seen that movie before. Okay, so if you were able to follow along, fine. If not, just pause the video now and have a go at saying and reading or saying each of them individually. Okay, I'm going to the store. You're doing great. They're coming to the party tonight. He's already finished his homework. I'll call you when I get there. And I've seen that movie before. Awesome. Now, again, this is important. Why should you use contractions? Why? Contractions make your speech sound faster and more conversational, which is the aim here, which is the goal. They also help you reduce unnecessary emphasis on small words like am, are, or is. One thing that I learned is that in English, certain words are more important than other words. Words that are important are fully emphasized, and words that have less importance are not emphasized as much. That's why we say here that they reduce the unnecessary emphasis on small words, on words that are not as important as other words. Okay, so words are important here. For example, I've never been to that city before. Instead of saying I have never been to that city before, I've never been to that city before, because have is not important. So I've never been. Okay, I've never been to that city before. They're working on a new project, or you're going to love this place. Okay, so it's not very important, so you're going to love it. Okay, now combining all of these techniques together. Now, like I said at the beginning of the video, in order for you to sound natural and fluent like a native speaker, you have to combine all of these 4 techniques together and incorporate them into your speech. That's how you will sound natural and fluent. People think that I'm a native speaker, although I'm not. Why? Because I incorporate all of these in my speech and I sound just like them. I don't have the same accent as them, but I use the same, I use these techniques in my speech. I have a different accent because obviously I'm not from here, but I talk the same way they talk with a different accent, but I use the same techniques that they use, and this is really key. Okay, now when you put it all together, to sound truly fluent, you'll often need to combine all 4 techniques in a single sentence. Let's look at how this works. For example, I am going to get water before the party starts. Whew, that took ages. Nobody got time for that. A better version would be, I'm gonna get some water before the party starts. I'm gonna get some water before the party starts. Okay? I'm gonna get some water before the party starts. Good. Next. What are you doing this weekend? What you doing this weekend? What you doing this weekend? Do you want to come with us? 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 Okay. Now, practice exercise. Now, it's your turn. Practice these sentences and try to apply the 4 techniques we've covered. The first one, you say it. Okay. I'm going out later. Wanna join me? Okay. I'm going out later. Wanna join me? What you think about this idea? What you think about this idea? What you think about it? Okay. What you think about this idea? I'll see you at the party tomorrow. I'll see you at the party tomorrow. Okay. See you at the party tomorrow. See you at the party tomorrow. They're gonna call us when they're ready. Okay. There is one thing that I didn't include in this video, which was the H. A lot of the time, we don't pronounce the H. For example, let me add an example here, like an extra. For example, I told him to come. Okay, so this is an extra bonus because you made it this far. We don't say I told him all the time. Sometimes if I want to emphasize the word him, then I say it. If not, remember, words in English are important and letters are important. I told him to come. But if I want to emphasize the him, I say I told him to come. Okay, but if him is not important, just say I told him to come. Okay, awesome. Now, final tips for you. Listen to native speakers. Watch movies, TV shows, and YouTube videos where native speakers talk casually. This is how you get used to it. Okay. Pay attention to how they link words and sounds, shorten sentences, drop letters, and use contractions. The more exposed you are to all of these, the easier it will get, and the more used to it you will get, and the more natural it will feel, okay, to you. So it requires lots of practice. You need to consume a lot of content all the time, okay, so that your ears get used to it, your brain starts to understand these patterns. Okay, tip number 2, imitate what you hear. Don't be afraid to copy what you hear. That's how children talk. Children just imitate everybody around them. their parents, their siblings, teachers, classmates, everybody. Okay. Imitation is one of the best ways to learn. That's how kids learn. Record yourself. I know this is a bit intimidating, but you've got nothing to lose. You don't have to share it to the world. Just keep it to yourself. Okay? So practice speaking, record yourself, and compare your speech to native speakers. When I say compare yourself to native speakers, I don't mean for you to go out and try to speak like an American or a Brit. The context here is these four techniques that I want you to apply to listen to native speakers and notice and pay attention to how they use these four techniques. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not saying, oh, watch American TV shows to sound like an American or British TV show to sound like Brits. No, that's not what I'm saying. I don't sound like an American or like a Brit. I have my own accent. Still, I sound natural and fluent because I have incorporated all of these techniques in my speech. Okay? Now, the last tip, practice daily. This is key. This, you can do all of this, but if you don't do this, forget it. It requires practice. Okay? So the more you practice these techniques, the more natural they'll become. So it's essential that you do that. All right, so to conclude, these 4 techniques, linking sounds, shortening words or sentences, dropping letters, and using contractions are the secret to sounding like a native speaker in general. Okay, sounding fluent, sounding natural. When I say sounding like a native speaker, I mean sounding fluent and natural, not like an American or Australian or whatever Brit. By applying them in your daily conversations, you'll notice your fluency improves drastically. Your fluency improves drastically, dramatically. Yes. If you found this video helpful, give this video a thumbs up and share it with your friends who are also trying to learn English, trying to get fluent, okay? And don't forget to subscribe if you're new, if you haven't subscribed yet, and turn on the notifications so you never miss a new lesson, okay? Now, go practice these techniques and start speaking English like a pro. See you in the next one. Peace.